Hi. Bit of a late start today, it's 2:10. And I've just prepared this old watercolour demo with some light red diluted on the paper with PVA glue, which I've got mixed up in this bottle. And I put it on a bit thick in the middle, and I didn't paint it right out, so I had to scrape it off. It left a couple of reverse or indented islands. So I've just patched it up, and that's not quite dry. The thing is with thick paint, especially acrylic, if you use the hairdryer on it, it dries the outer coat, but it doesn't dry underneath. And there's nowhere for the underneath to evaporate because it's on this PVA glue surface. Acrylic paint is PVA, but rather thick with pigment. So I use the PVA glue for varnishing, all sorts of things, working with acrylic, putting texture on, mixing it with the dilute acrylic. Now, the dilute mix I use is about 2 parts or 3 parts PVA and 1 part of water, but only approximate. Just mix it up till it's thick enough or thin enough for your use. And once you put it on the paper, it makes the paper surface waterproof. It's wonderful stuff. Now, the last one I did yesterday, I think, was the Summer on the Wandle, my local river. Oh, a version of it. Proved to be quite popular on YouTube, but I had a couple of unlikes. Not everybody likes what I'm doing at the moment. Can't help that. I want to paint another rocky scene, so I'm going to need some yellow ochre for this. Yellow ochre, where have you gone? There we are. Squirt some out. Now these lovely lids on a lot of these acrylic paints are flat. They're easy to take the lid off, but you can store them lid down so that the paint is where you want it. But be careful when you squeeze it out because it can be a bit messy. Okay, so palette mid yellow, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, a bit of alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt sienna. I don't know what that is. I think that's a very, very dark brown called Van Dyke brown, and a bit of black, but I haven't got any black poured out, so shame on me. Sorry, should have done that first. But I want to do another Cornish type of scene. I love Cornwall and been there so many times over the years, and Watergate Bay in particular, which is a very spectacular bay with wonderful beaches, coves, big sandy beaches, loads of rocks, everything you need for a seaside holiday. And I'm going to paint this looking towards West Pentire, overlooking Newquay. I'm not going to paint West Pentire, I'm just going to put a load of big rocks in. But that will be a memory of Cornwall, that's all, an abstract. So I'll get a bit of black and put it in the middle, and mix a bit of red, a bit of burnt sienna, and just, could be Perranporth, and then have some rocks, water coming in here. I love doing these. I hope they're not getting boring, but every time I do one it's different. Something like that. So the sea coming across here. Let's put a horizon in. But high tide. I know that the water goes out a long way in this. Using this lovely inch varnish brush. It's quite soft, but really, really nice. Bit of blue, bit of red, with a shadow in there. Oops, bit of white picked up. Don't worry about realistic colours in all this. we're abstracting. We're trying to make a pretty picture. I can't do the sky yet because I want to make sure that's really dry. There's nothing worse than putting acrylic on dry acrylic to find that the underpainting is still a bit wet and it drags it off. Same with oil really. Okay, now we want a nice crashy scene, but we want blue on the horizon. Now, when you do horizons, don't do them dead straight, don't do them sharp. Bring the sky into the horizon into the sky. I just want it dark there so that it will show up against any waves that I might put across there. And we'll have a bit of sand here. Cover that up. Bit of the old I've mixed a bit of that Van Dyke brown. It's sort of burnt umber, but it's a better colour than raw sienna. Burnt yellow ochre. Okay, so that's a start. Let's clean the brush. We'll start the overhead sky. Now, I'm not painting portraits here. I want it rough. So good dark overhead. You can mix black and blue. Good mix going on here. Bit of red in there, bit of black, bit of blue, bit of white. I'll make that a bit lighter on the horizon. But it's just the blocking in at the moment. Just cover that red. I'll put the red on to obliterate the painting underneath. Build up a nice texture, so. Wild sky. We have had some lousy weather in Cornwall, and apart from a couple of times, we've mostly been under canvas or with the trailer. Okay, let's just move my camera. Oops, sorry. I just want to see what I'm doing. So I want to see what you're looking at. Okay. I'm not washing my brush out every go. Just catching some high spots there. Now I've got outrageous colour. A bit of that sienna, I think. Some of the underpainting show through. I'm not settling on the sky at the moment, I'm just putting paint on to see which way we're going. because it dries so quickly. You can change it. No, I think I've ruined it. Well, only temporarily. Let's do a bit of wavy stuff. I was thinking of putting that slightly greeny colour in with the viridian to give us sort of a bit of shadow just coming in here. Right, let's go back to my first idea of the sky, stormy sky. So blue, black, bit of white. More blue. Got to squeeze out a bit of blue. I might use a bit of PVA glue just to make it move a little bit. Right, blue. Right, okay. Didn't need brushing that. In the my little pot of PVA glue diluted. Just drag over. Blue with a bit of black mixed in it. Quite lovely. Give it some of that horrible muddy colour. Now a real dark blue here. Very detection of the brush. Then we can put the clouds back. Get some lovely now I'm just feeling my way into this with loads of colour. Blue mixed with that. Greys. They're putting the darks in. Okay, clean the brush. And get that horizon sorted out again. It's a little bit just a little bit of colour in this. Oh, clumsy. tissue. Get carried away with these. Now that's where I want the bit of that viridian, bit of blue. But a bit darker than that, I think. Like a sea blue. Okay, let me brush with a tissue. I don't want to keep putting it in the water, and I don't want to wipe it on my cloth. Now we can go in with the we'll model into that. Bit of that spray up the top there. Crazy up there. Okay, it's a bit blocky, and just crashing over this here. It's all about counter change. Put some spindrift on the top of that, with those broke hairs. Right, okay. Now we want, I'll clean the brush now, but we want to, let's go onto the cliffs, or the rocks, the big rocks. Could be rocks of Perranporth, approaching it from the not Perranporth, where they have all the surface, Fistral Beach, walking around the headland. Let's put a bit of green in there. That will be quite authentic. Bit of red, emerald green, bit of white, bit of yellow. Algae. Okay, now we've got some grey in those rocks, I think. So it's a bit of red, bit of that black, bit of blue. A little bit of shadow in there. Oh, just drag over that, just give a appearance of a bit of distance. Well, I put yellow ochre out, but I haven't really enjoyed using it. bit modelling. Right, let's get a little bit of bit of grey in there. Bit of blue. Too green. Now that's drying a bit. I can drag over it, get the waves showing some sort of shadow. A bit dark coming down here. Don't like that. Got to do something with that sky. Yeah? Let's just leave this for a little while. I don't like that coming around there. We can put a bit of water. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the sky. Give me some thinking time on these rocks and waves. They're not looking too bad on the screen. That's, oh. Bit of red, bit of yellow, a lot of white. Wild. Palette grey. Oh, that's nasty. I think I should clean the palette off. Otherwise it's all going to go to mud. You have to watch that. The yellow gets in with the red and the blue and it muddies it. Right, let's switch this bit of red out. Staple colour. Right, let's get a bit of grey sky underneath. There's a lot of colour now. A bit of light above that. So I really try hard to get away from realism, but just enough to suggest it's an abstract, but enough also to so that it's still a landscape. Or just mixing up a nice grey. Right, let's get some light back now. The cadmium yellow is a very strong colour. Some light shining through. Picking up the high spots on the paper. Now there's some more grey, cloudy colours in there. Just to show, no, I really wasn't that dark. No, I think that rising. I don't know if it'd be dead straight, I mean it's straight, but I want it level. Okay. Let's check over that. There's another rock there. So I'll put it in. I'll get the shadow behind, so we'll have a little bit of light course on it. Bit of green. Really dark. Right, it's okay. Let that dry and I can bring that water just over that little bit. No, we'll still sort the bottom bit out now. Then we can go back and titivate. Right. Oh, I've got another big rock there. Bit of warm. Right, we can have some fun with that. The sky is reasonable. Just cleaning. I hope I'm not masking you. I want a bit of dark in there to counter change. So a bit of red and blue, I think. A bit of sienna. shadow in there to counter change against the light rock. Make that little bit. A bit of wet. Okay. Now we've got just a little bit too much white in that. Let's just go back to that blue Viridian and just put in the shadow of that water there. I'll put some highlights back on that, and let's go back with the Van Dyke now, Van Dyke brown. Just put in this bit of piece. We'll put some water in there, all wet. We can put some dark in to reflect the rocks. And we'll have some water to reflect the sky. I'm guessing all this. A bit of blue. Showing a bit of reflection in there. Right, the sea painter I'm not really, but hey, let me go. Just want for the light in the sky to shine through in that water, here on the beach. Put them in yellow. Well, right. As the wave hits the rock, that's where it's all splashy. But I want to put a bit of that dark green behind there. A bit more blue in that, I think. Because we've got plenty of blue in the sky. Right, a little bit of light. Just drag over that a little bit. Now a bit warm. Bit of red in there. Just to bring this bit brighter, catching a bit of light. A bit of red, but red, be careful of it because you can overdo it, and I love overdoing it. A bit of dark back in there. Oh, I don't think I'll do much more than that. We'll put it in a mount and we'll have a little look. That took longer than I thought, but hey, good all afternoon. Right. I was thinking of doing another Dartmoor, Bodmin, Exmoor type of painting, but I changed my mind. The sale of work I mentioned in my last videos is at Parkgate Road, Wallington, on the 19th of March. It's 2 weeks on Saturday anyway. For anybody interested in coming along and having a look, I've got a table where I'm going to try and sell some paintings. So it's a tabletop sale, and if anybody's in the Croydon, Wallington, Sutton area, just off the M25, come and say hello. Parkgate Road, Wallington, Surrey. It's the Baptist church down there. Oh, there we are, it's not too bad there. Let's put a signature on it. What colour shall we? What's that? There's a blue. You. So these are the sort of things I want to put in the sale. And I'll be selling them for about £40. Good ones probably a bit more, the smaller ones about 30. So come along if you want to get a few cheap Ushers. So there we are, abstracts of, well, let's say Fistral. Tide, it doesn't, but yes it does. Yeah, it could be anywhere on the North Cornish coast. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll bring you around a bit. You can have a butcher's. Zoom in. I am a sucker for all this. I love doing it. That looks a little bit. I was going to do that, wasn't I? Right, let's do that while we think of it. I was going to put a bit of a high spot there. Oh, cramping my fingers now. Ooh. Right, that's a bit better. Okay, so there we are. North Cornish coast again. I'll say near Fistral. It's the capital, surfing capital of Europe, I believe. They do get some pretty big waves down there. I just wonder if that could do. There's a little bit of scumbling over with a bit of the greeny colour, just to show that it's been a bit wet. Just drag gently. They're never finished, are they? Alright, that's it. Right, thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, I might see you in the morning if I am not otherwise engaged with husbandly duties. Goodbye.